Hi, in today's video I'm going to use this little gift bag that's in the ScanNCut Canvas projects, but I'm going to turn it into a little Halloween treat bag. So I just thought I'd show you how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to select the gift bag. It comes in two parts, so it's this front and back section that I want. I'm going to choose that, say OK. I'm going to move this section out of the way for a minute. I'm just going to work on this one. So I want to put a little pumpkin face or something in here. So I'm going to go to the borders, scroll down, choose the Halloween pumpkins border, and I'm going to use this middle one here. I'm going to go back to the basic shapes, get a square or a rectangle, anything would do really. I'm just going to use this for now. Place this over these sections. I'm going to leave a little bit of the connecting section here on because that's going to help me weld this design in a few minutes. I'm going to, while this shape's selected, I'm going to right click and hit duplicate to create another one and put that one over there. I'm going to select the three. Now I've got the border on the bottom and these two rectangles on top. I'm going to go to edit and use the subtract icon, which will delete everything except this, which is what I need. I'm going to come back to this section of the bag now, which is going to be my front. I'm going to choose a square again. I'm going to position the square roughly in the middle. Just select these two, go to edit, align center, and that just centers this square in the middle this way of this bag, and I'm happy with the position of it where it is at the moment. Now again, the squares on top of the bag, I'm going to select both, edit and subtract, and because the square was on the top, that's punched the shape out of this section of the bag. Now I'm going to come over here and resize this by just dragging a corner, and then I'm going to rotate it and drag it out a bit more, and I might even stretch it down a bit more. So basically what I've done, I've stretched it out so that these connecting shapes are going to overlap where I cut out. I want this to make sure this is on top, so I'm going to right click and hit bring to front, just so that I can see really more than anything where it's all overlapping, because I'm going to weld all this together in a minute. So I've got a bit of an overlap here and again on the corners. Now if I wanted to, I could create a duplicate. I may want to use that and cut it in a separate piece of card afterwards and layer up, but you know, if you do it now, then at least you know you've got the right size and everything. So for now I'm just going to select all this and go to edit and weld, and that's welded this pumpkin now to this bag. If I fill it with colour just so you can see. Okay, so that's going to be the front of the bag. This is the back of the bag. I've not adjusted the size in any way. And then I've got this piece if I did want to layer it up afterwards. Let's just colour it in black. And bring it to the front. I could layer that up on top of there if I want to. I may not choose to, but I've got the option if I want to. Right, I'm going to give it a name. So this was the name it was from within the project. So I'm going to change this now to pumpkin bag. and save it into the projects. I'm going to download it. I'm going to go back to the ScanNCut Canvas projects, go back to this file, which is the one I started with, and download this separate section here, which I've not altered, so I don't need to open it, I just need to download it. So I've now got the elements that make the bag. Okay, so to save a bit of time, I've loaded my mat up with my first piece of card, which I'm going to cut the front and the back from. I've got the USB stick in the side of the machine. I'm going to go to Pattern, Save Data, because I downloaded the files from Canvas to my desktop and then drag them onto a USB stick. Go to USB stick. I'm going to scroll through because I have mine all in folders, so I'm looking for a holiday folder, and then within there they're named, so I just need to find this pumpkin bag, and it's there. I'm going to select this pumpkin, say OK, select this pumpkin head and go into the properties and delete it for now. It won't delete it completely from the memory stick, it just deletes it from this mat at the moment because I don't want it at the moment, and I'm just going to cut these. But first of all, I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to do a background scan to make sure that these two sections fit on this piece of card. Okay, so I can see the two designs and they both appear to fit on my piece of card. Okay, so I'm now going to say OK and cut. Now I've got my blade set on 5, but that's because this is still the original blade. I know I say this in all my videos, but this is still the original blade that I got with this machine, and this machine is now 2 years and 7 months old. So I do have to up the blade a little bit. At some point I will change the blade, I'm just being lazy really. So I'm going to say cut, press start. That's all finished. I'm going to unload the mat. This is quite a big size bag actually. Push all the pieces out that I don't need, and then I'm going to load the second part of the pattern up in a minute and cut that. Okay, so I've loaded up the mat with a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. It's double-sided, it's like a lightweight card, it's a paper really, I suppose. I'm going to go back to Pattern, Save Data, to the USB stick, find my holiday folder, find part 2 of the pumpkin file, which is this one, say OK and send it to cut. I've had another thought. I'm going to go back to the patterns, save data, back to the USB. I'm going to go and look for this folder again. I'm going to get rid of the boxes. I might cut the pumpkin head out in this pattern paper now to match the side sections of the bag. So we'll see what it looks like. So I'm going to choose this and send it to the rubbish. And then just have the pumpkin head on, say OK, and I'm going to scan. On there, OK, I'm going to say OK and cut. Okay, so there's the little pumpkin face. So let's get rid of all these bits and see how this is looking. So we've got the front, the back, the little pumpkin head if I choose to want to put it on there. And then these are the joining sections, I assume. So it's perforated, so I'm going to fold it on the perforated lines. And I assume it goes together like this. You stick that onto there. Yeah. And there are perforated lines on here, I think, as well, that need folding by the look of it. You can tell I've not read the instructions, can't you? It doesn't help that I can't really see the perforated lines on the pattern paper, but I think that's how it goes. There's a centre line there and then there's two score lines. That I think just gives you the shape of the bag. So I'm going to stick adhesive on these flaps. Work out which one. I might actually do the base first and then put the adhesive on the flaps. Sorry, you can't see, can you? So I think I'm going to run some adhesive down this long section, which is going to be the base. We'll see how we go with this. I'm just going to run some adhesive along there. This is a silicone mat so that if I do go over the edges it won't stick to anything. I'll line that up. I think I might do the other side actually as well, the opposite side first. So that will be the front and the back. It's quite a big bag actually. And then these are the side flaps which stick to here. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm thinking I'll do opposite sides. So that's going to fold in and line up with the edge. This one's going to do the same. And then I'll do the other two flaps. Probably making this look far harder than it really is. think it's because quite a big box as well, to be honest. It's so I'm just going to stick my spatula in there and firm all those edges down so that the adhesive takes. What do you think? I think it looks quite good actually. You could put window sheet or something on the inside if you wanted to, or vellum. And I'm thinking, should I add that on? I think I will do actually. I think I'll raise this up. I'll put this on foam pads, so some 3D foam pads, I think. Just put a couple on it. These are Stampin' Up ones, but anything would do. Okay, so I've got all my rubbish out of the way. What do you think? I think it looks quite cute actually, and it's a good size. I mean, you could scale it down, you could make it smaller. You can see how the sides pinch in. If you want it, you know, that's obviously what that's what gives it some shape. But I think that's quite cute. So I hope you found that helpful. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.